Hello everyone, V the Amazing Greek here. I'm getting ready to make another modification to my German entrenching tool. The first modification I made was cutting the side so it would fit into my U.S. Army entrenching tool cover, the hard shell type. And then I cut notches in the side, one side for a saw. It does good. It doesn't work as good as I was hoping. It'll cut notches and things. I'll give a demonstration real quick. But you're not going to cut through, a big piece of wood. This is for notching, things like that. Because of course you have a curved blade, so to go through a piece of wood straight, that's not going to happen. And then I need a tool or find a way to bend the teeth. Every other one go one this way, next go this, and that creates a kerf, or the cutting width, which is thicker than your actual blade. That way the rest of the blade can go through. So I'm going to give a demonstration and show what this part of the tool does. And then the next thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to grind on the back side here, and I'm going to create a sharp edge so that this doubles as a cutting tool and a self-defense weapon if for some reason you need to do that. So I'm going to zoom in here to show you guys what it'll do. You can see how it works. And the intention of this is like you got you a pole or something like that, or a tree. You want to maybe tie your hammock up, or tie a guideline somewhere. So we'll take the tool. I'm doing it with my left hand, so forgive me if I seem a little bit not know what I'm doing here. Alright, and then the curve of the blade starts to get in the way. Now if I want, cut me a little notch here. And there you go. See how that looks, if you can see that good on film. Oh yeah, okay. There she is. Okay. Good little notch. You can tie something on there. It's not going to slip, not going to fall. So I'm going to set up the blade and the vise, and I was thinking about using my bench sander, but I think I'm actually going to use the angle grinder so that I have a little bit more control. We're going to put the angle, we're going to grind on the back side of the blade, not the face there. So let me set that up, and then you'll see how I'm doing that. Okay, so I got my saw, my entrenching tool set up best I could without making some kind of special jig. Got my angle grinder. I'm using a 120 grit wheel. That way, just a little bit at a time, I'll shape it. I'm coming from the back. Only put like a chisel grind on it, and then that way, after I put it and shape it the way I want and finish it with a file to make everything nice and flat, it'll be easier to work the outside of the spade head than it would be on this inside curve. It'd just be a lot easier to deal with. Of course, we're in safety glasses because we are going to be slinging metal chips. So let's do this and see how good we can do. I am going to go edge to nearly edge here and just slowly take material off best I can. it right there. Let that stop spinning before I sit it down. Oh, that's a good start right there. Now I'll just take my files, a real fine file, and kind of smooth this out. If you notice, when I was grinding, I was going like this a little bit, so there's just not a angled edge, kind of give it a convex shape, just to help it cut in good and stuff. So, and also when using a grinder, just make sure you don't have your greasy rag bucket on the receiving end of these sparks. Working maintenance, I have seen that a fire can start very easily like that. So let me reset up again. We'll do with the files and do the finishing touch up on this. Alright, now, not really got a way to mount this. I'm just going to kind of hold it and go. One of the things I was looking for when I kept checking, you have the flat here. If you know, done a lot of knife sharpening. I've been doing it since I guess about 12 when I got my first Swiss Army knife from my Uncle John. I still have that knife. It's awesome. When you sharpen a knife, you can see, or especially making blades, let me say this. You start with the flat stock, and as you're grinding and filing and things like this, what I look for is that edge of light reflecting off the edge. When I don't see that anymore, or none of the flat, I just see that razor line, then I know I'm ready to fine tune it, hone it down to the final, with the really fine stones and stuff. This right here, I just kind of want to take the burrs and stuff off. I noticed while looking at it, I am going to have to come across the inside just a little bit to knock those burrs off. And I won't put this on a stone and sharpen it because for cutting limbs, things like that, I'm not going to skin a chicken with it or anything like that. That just takes some of that edge off. And then this one, when they made it, it naturally, the way they made it, had a little grind on the inside anyway. So I just got to knock the burrs off of that. And I don't know what kind of steel this is. I did put a magnet to it, so I do know it's not like an aluminum head or anything like that they put on here. And I'll probably have to put a little coat of paint on here, being that it is steel, to make sure I don't rust up or anything like that. Make sure I didn't roll a burr over on here. Light. Of course, I'm wearing gloves because in the past, coming in sharpening, you can nick your fingers, things like that. See, that glove's got some nicking from sharpening things. So let's see how good we did. Yeah, see, I still got that little burr. All right. Alright, I'm going to set up a piece of wood outside, and we'll do a little chopping demonstration and see how effective it'll do against smaller limbs, clearing brush, things like that. Alright, it is raining out here. So, use the edge. Not too bad. So apparently, not of course like any knife, not like this, but a little bit steeper angle. Maybe like it's about 60 degrees versus the 30. It seemed to do very well. I mean, that did some good cutting. So I'm very happy with that. Hopefully somebody get an idea or some use out of this idea. I made the modification based on the Chinese entrenching tool I saw on YouTube. Next thing I want to do, if I can find one, they're not selling them anywhere, maybe Hobby Lobby, wood burning kit, and put me a ruler on here for measuring purposes, things like that. If you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could probably, if you had patience, put the Morse code on here. It'd be something to have. I won't do that, but a ruler, I could see a ruler being handy. So just one thing you can do to your German entrenching tool. I'm the Amazing Greek. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, all your t-shirt needs, go to cafepress.com/nerdwear with a G. The G is silent. And we'd like to sell you a t-shirt. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again on YouTube. Bye-bye.